Hey beauties, today we are going to talk about how to heal stress and to really reduce stress in a long-term way from our life by the way that we conduct ourselves and hold our space and how we are in the world. So I've spoken extensively in the past about foods like adaptogens and foods that help us adapt to stress. And of course, there's things we can't control like traffic and time deadlines and all these external things, but we do have a lot of control as well beyond those external things in how we choose to live and how we interact with others, which is what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to talk about 6 tools that I've spoken on, Deepak and I have touched on in Radical Beauty, but I want to bring them to the forefront here to keep them top of mind for you and something that you can think about for today and the rest of the week. So the first one is to really create a dignified environment. This is a term that Deepak uses a lot, a dignified environment. What this means is that we hold a high level of energy in what's going out of our mouths and what we allow to come into our space. That means that we don't engage in gossip or negativity or speaking badly about others or judging others. It just keeps a higher level of energy and positivity, and that in turn will help us reduce stress because being mean doesn't feel good deep down, and it actually is stressful over time. We start to worry, oh, are they talking about me and I'm talking about them and all this stuff. So we can just let all that go by letting the gossip go and the negativity. The second is to really be giving in our personal interest of others. When we expand our heart, it actually feels expansive and loving, and we don't get into this smallness that is a quality integral to stress, where we feel small and weak and limited and isolated. So we can take an interest in others, we can give genuine compliments, we can ask them about their lives, we can expand and take the emphasis off of our small self. Thirdly is to really be present with what we're doing in our life. All this multitasking can make us feel frazzled and not efficient anyway. So when we're eating, we're really eating and we're not trying to read a book and talk to a friend or do a million things at once, but we're actually eating our food. And when we are playing with our child, we take that time to really play with our child instead of doing a work email at the same time, which I know it's hard. Sometimes I do have to answer a text or something when I'm with Bubby, and then I feel guilty, and that adds to stress. So just doing our best. None of us are perfect, but doing our best to be really with what we're doing at that moment. Fourth is to back off from the perfectionism, which is something that's very close to my heart. I am a healing perfectionist myself, but just being okay with things being messy and not totally great. It used to take me so long to edit an article or, an interview or something before it would go out because, God forbid, I, had a typo or something was off. And now I'm like, there's just so much going through my desk and through my life that I will spend some time, and maybe it's not totally perfect, but really releasing that pressure, which makes me feel so much less critical, not only of myself, but others. And that's a huge way to reduce stress. Fifth is not offloading our stress to someone else, which could be called displacement or projection. When we lash out at someone because we're not feeling good, we end up feeling, again, really guilty, really shameful. We don't feel good about ourselves because we know deep down that those were not, that was just not something that was in alignment with our heart. And so I feel like if we can pause and breathe and just own, hey, I'm just not feeling that great right now, and even admit it out loud to ourselves or others, that's a very, very powerful practice. And in the end, we'll end up with less stress. And lastly and sixthly, not criticizing in public. So this is an interesting one I have spoken to Deepak about at length, but there is something about energetically, not only when we're judging others, but we speak in front of others, and that creates a lot of shame and embarrassment with that other person. And again, when we're inflicting on someone else, because on a deeper level, we are so connected to one another, we feel that we cause that harm, and it actually does cause us harm and discomfort. And again, the theme of our day, so much stress, that it's just really not something that we need to enact, something that we don't want to engage with. And we can choose not to. We can choose to, have a private conversation if we need to work something out, or send an email, or go about it a different way from a more loving space. And again, the more thoughtfulness and lovingness and compassion we have in our lives, and breathing and taking a pause, it actually really does help healing stress. It's not just about the adaptogenic foods or the traffic or all this stuff that we can do or put in our bodies, but the way we choose to live day in and day out can make an enormous difference. So thank you so much for tuning in, beauties. I hope that you really think about these 6 points, you take them into heart, ponder them. Maybe just one or two really spoke to you, but really integrate that into your life. And I wish the best for you, that your life feels more and more over time as our journeys unfold, more peaceful and joyful and loving. And along those lines, I send you so much love. Thank you for being in our community. I love you. I appreciate you. You are a gift to the world. You are unique. There's no one like you. So let your light and your love shine and give it out. And I will see you back here very, very soon. Take care. Lots of love.